Shalom, brothers. It's Brother Kamama Har here, back at it again. First things first, we give all praise to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, qadash. Double honors apostles, elders we learn the truth from GMS. And blessings to the Akim out there preaching his word with whole heart, true sincerity. And blessings to 144,000, the first fruits, the kingdom of heaven, the house of David, the Biyaf, Dawadah. And shalom to you brothers that's out there that's speaking in different tongues, looking at different nations. So today, following the brothers videos in the spirit of prophecy, in the stir up of this World War III. I seen this video, this article on RT. It says Putin signs laws suspending the INF Treaty with U.S. And so that's big time because that treaty was regarding weapons back in the Cold War to not make a specific style of nuclear warheads, just trying to basically hinder the other countries, Esau, so-called white man, basically trying to hinder the other countries from making weapons when they can just have weapons and all they want is for themselves. That's just how Esau do. But it says Russian President Vladimir Putin has signed a law suspending the Cold War era, the INF Treaty. Putin announced in February that he would halt participation in the treaty after Washington's abrupt decision to pull out of the agreement. And see, that's big time because, Trump pretty much pulled out. He didn't like how things were going. I think he was, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he was, some other countries were actually, accused maybe, were going into different weapons, going against the treaty, which forced Trump's hand to want to get out in order to continue on making weapons of themselves, which they already been doing. It says the Trump administration announced last October that the U.S. will pull out of the treaty, which has been a cornerstone of European security since its signing in 1987. Okay, that's when that was. Moscow later promised a mirror response to the decision and said it would suspend its own participation. And Moscow is Russia, so which would be Gog and Magog. To see this, you could just see the prophecies just unfolding itself for the reason how Ezekiel 38 chapter will come about. It says the treaty eliminated. Here we go. The treaty eliminated nuclear and conventional ground launch ballistic and cruise missiles with ranges of 500 to 5,500 kilometers. Both sides have repeatedly accused each other of violating its terms. See, that's the reason. So they were not supposed to make these ground and cruise missiles with those ranges, which is obviously pretty, obviously those particular range missiles, ballistically and cruise can get to each other and cause some great damage. So, obviously it stirred up some fear. So they made a treaty to stop from making these particular style weapons because of what they can do to each other. But you can see that they basically accuse each other of violating the terms. So obviously by violating, they've been making these particular missiles, in secret. Both found out about it. They say, you know what, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm doing my own thing. You can go ahead and kick rocks. It's basically how this is working. And it says, in abandoning the deal, Trump said the U.S. would terminate the agreement and then develop the weapons. Putin later said Russia will be forced to do the same thing. See, see that right there? You see how this whole thing unfolds itself, and you can see that you see the cause and the effects of how this Ezekiel 38 World War III will come about, led by Russia. And then there's also tensions with Iran as well, which is allies of Russia, if I'm not mistaken. So that's, it's really, everything is really connected. Let me get in a preset. Okay, so yeah, Proverbs 21:1. It says, the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord Yahawah, as the rivers of water. He turneth it whithersoever he will. Every way of a man is right in his own eyes, but the Lord Yahawah pondereth the hearts. So there you go. The Most High is in control of these kings' hearts. Kings in modern day would be like presidents and senates and congressmen and anything that's in a leader state, because we don't use the word king. We use government terms of today. Like I just said, and that's what that is. And the Most High is harding these these so-called kings' hearts. You know what I'm saying? He's making them stubborn, making them real prideful in order to make the prophecy fulfill itself, just like he did with Pharaoh. Pharaoh most likely would have gave up maybe in the first and second plagues, maybe. But the Most High told Moses that he gonna harden his heart, because he wanted to show his power too. He wanted to show everybody, hey, I'm the Lord Yahawah. You know what I'm saying? I'm that bull out here. So, I'm gonna harden his heart so I can show you what I can do so they can really know what it is. He just like going out with style. It's a Jake mindset too. He could have just did something light, but he wanted to go hard and beyond. And so what he's doing right now is he's obviously making these two stubborn between each other and enemies. And so he's like, all right, well, listen, I'm gonna get back out of the INF Treaty, and then I'm gonna do my own thing and make my weapons. What Trump was saying, Putin like, all right, well, I'm gonna do the same thing then. All right, if you're gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. Not to mention, I'm pretty sure Trump knows that Putin has some really, really good technology and can do some great damage. And if Putin is going to, have some time for himself to focus on more weapon designs and be able to do more things, it's going to get real freaky, like the scriptures say it's going to get. But it's already just happening, so it is what it is. Let me see. I think there was a little bit more left in this. It says Trump floated the idea of signing a new nuclear agreement with Russia after an hour-long phone call with Putin in May. The White House said at the time a new deal could either be a new multilateral accord between the U.S., Russia, and China, or the extension of the current U.S.-Russia strategic nuclear accord. I don't really see that happening, but even if it does, it's still going to go to shit. Let me see. That might be it on that one. Yeah, see, they're not gonna. Okay, so that's the meat of that right there. And so obviously, what they're trying to do is, and it's one part is said that I think the main function is the fact that Trump said, right here, it says according to the deal above this the paragraph above this picture, it says abandoning the deal, Trump said the U.S. would terminate the agreement and then develop his own weapons. And also Putin said he would do the exact same way. So that's scripturally as well. We can get into Isaiah 54 and 17 and 16. Brothers know this one. It says, behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy. And that's what these missiles are. That's what these missiles are. It said that they're banning, ground ballistic missiles and also cruise missiles, nuclearly wise. And these missiles are responsible to destroy, and for the waster to destroy, because it will waste lands and make them desolate, like the scriptures get into. And so the Most High created the smiths for them to be able to make these technology and make these particular weapons in order to do these things they're trying to do. It definitely seems to be out of spite now, because both countries are very powerful, so-called, when it comes to technology that was given to them by Yahawah, Yahawashi. They don't know that, but that's just what it is. And so all that's going to do is give them the green light to fulfill prophecy. They're going to, I already heard that, matter of fact, you brothers already know, Russia just created a missile that's 4 times faster than a bullet. There's a video out there showing that actually technology. So that's just, I don't even think America has that. Now, you never know what Esau has. They're all Esau. But it's just like, as far as the so-called America, Babylon, do they have that same style of a technology? I don't think so. Not at this particular point. And I would imagine, in my own opinion, that Russia and all the other countries are going to be in a position to have slightly better technology, because of the pride of America. It's going to be that much easier to destroy them. It just makes more sense. They're going to be destroyed anyway in about an hour. Then it makes sense for Russia and other countries to be, showcasing these weapons that are like unfathomable, that we don't recognize that America has or not. Because, it's always signified as a new weapon. And if it's a new weapon, America doesn't have it. So little does America know they're in a disadvantage and they're about to get rolled on, like the old term says in the hood. 6 men, 5 men, 4 men, any number over top of another number abundantly is a roll on or dipped on, things of that nature. America's about to get dipped on by all the countries, and it's not going to be a pretty sight. It's going to be something crazy. Let me see, Proverbs 20, I believe it's 24. It says, man's goings are of the Lord Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. How can a man then understand his own way? So that just goes into beating free will, because like you said, like it says in 21, it says the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord Yahawah. That heart in Hebrew means la, means the mind. So the Most High is in their minds, making them heart in their hearts, making them prideful for the moment, using them to puppeteering them so they can be able to do what the prophecy said they need to do, so the children of Israel can be back in rulership in the kingdom, and and ultimately, obviously, Yahawashi's kingdom, and then on down. So that's the whole point of this whole thing, for the reason why things have got to go down. And my last little precept, it's gonna be a short video because it was an article based, but we're going to get back into the typical Ezekiel 38. Pretty sure I could probably think of another precept, but these are the ones I got going down now. Ezekiel 38, and it says, "Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against them." And that will be Russia right there. And say, "Thus saith the Lord Yahawah, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, and the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and I will turn thee back and put hooks in thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth in all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company of bucklers and shields, and all of them handling swords." And see, there you go, right there. They're gonna be the forefront. They're gonna gather their armies. They're gonna be the forefront. They're gonna do their thing out here, and they're gonna come right at America, along with Persia, which would be the modern day Iran, Ethiopia. That's Libya. That's also in, I believe, in so-called Africa, and they're going to come off with their shield and helmets. I believe Gomer. So, correct me if I'm wrong, brother, but that's Turkey. I'm not really sure what Tagarma is, but these are basically countries of today that still are around and are responsible for the roll on or dip on of America, and that's how it's going to go down. And I believe. Let me see, and also, let me see, there was another, let me see, okay, so I pretty much, I think that was the point that I was wanting to get into. Especially with the Iran and Russia, because Iran is also a big hot topic right now with U.S. They're really going at it right now as far as wars and rumors of wars and different things of that nature. They just talking some things. So that's pretty much going. But this whole thing is being stirred up. Us brothers are in the spirit of prophecy, like Yahawashi was, and so we just basically staying afloat, keep it updating you brothers of what's going on. Until this thing gets ramped up, all hell break loose and different things of that nature. That's the whole point of the situation. So, brothers, other brothers following other brothers, and we just staying up on each other to, keep this thing going, stay motivated, and endure to the end. Shalom, brothers. I want to give all praise to Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, Bahasham qadash, Yahawah. He is to be exist. Bahasham in the name, only begotten Son, the Lord and Savior. He delivers. Yahawashi, Bahasham in the name, and the Holy Spirit of qadash. The apostles, elders, and truth from GMS. Blessing to you, Akim, my dear, preaching his word with wholehearted true sincerity and all of our dreams of salvation. Blessings to 144,000 and 1/3, the first fruits of the kingdom of heaven, house of David, the Biyaf Dawadah. And shalom to you brothers out there that are speaking in different tongues, looking at different nations. Shalom.